This slide we're going to start by formatting slide backgrounds. So a slide background is an integral part of a presentation because it can generate audience interest. Every slide can have the same background or different backgrounds that can be used in the presentation. This background is considered fill, which is the content that makes up the interior of a shape, line, or character. 4 fills are available: solid, gradient, picture or texture, and pattern. Solid fill is one color used throughout the entire slide. Gradient fill is one color shade gradually progressing into another shade of the same color, or one progressing from one color to another color. Picture or texture fill uses a specific file or image that simulates a material such as cork, granite, marble, or canvas. Pattern fill adds designs such as dots or dashes, which repeat in rows across the slide. Once you add a fill, you can adjust its appearance. For example, you can adjust its transparency, which allows you to see through the background so that any text on the slide is visible. You also can select a color that is part of the theme or a custom color. You can use an offset, another background feature, to move the background away from the slide borders in varying distances by percentage. A tiling option repeats the background image many times vertically and horizontally on the slide. The smaller the tiling percentage, the greater the number of times the image is repeated. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert a texture fill. Various texture fills are available to give your background a unique look. So we're going to display slide 2 here. And we are going to click the Design tab and then go to the Format Background button. Now we've got a picture or texture fill here already because that is the, you'll see it's the little picture of the basketball court. What we're going to do is we're going to go to picture or texture fill, and then we're going to go over here to where it says texture and do brown marble. So now what we have is a brown marble background on your slide. Now you can format the background texture fill transparency. So this is dark and its pattern might detract from the photo and text. So we're going to change the transparency. So this is the transparency slider. We're going to drag it to 15% to make it a little bit less dark. And I can't do this right, so I'm just going to click down here. 15%. Now we're going to add a gradient fill. Now one thing that we're doing here is we're adding different backgrounds for different slides. In my experience, I've always preferred seeing PowerPoints that have a very consistent theme. Again, you have to know your audience, but a consistent theme always works really the best. Now we're going to insert a gradient fill. So now we're going to display slide 3, my bad. Slide 3 with the fill section selected. We're going to go to gradient fill. Now you can see that it goes from one shade to another shade. We don't want pink, we're going to change it up a little bit. We are going to go to the preset gradients. Now we're going to find bottom spotlight accent 3, which is a little orangish. That makes sense. Okay, now we're going to display slide 4. And we're going to do a picture or texture fill. And we are going to go from online here again. And we're going to type in basketball boy. Now we got lots of different pictures here. I personally like Some of these are really good. I'm just going to do this one. Insert. Okay. So now we're going to take the transparency slider and put it to 30%. Or you can just type in 30. Now we're going to close the button here. So we've got a couple of different backgrounds. So the next video, you're going to learn how to insert and format word art.